Hey guys, this is Pete from Crunch Time Coaching, and I just wanted to make a quick live broadcast updating what happened this week on the ATP Tour. I thought it was a big week for the quote unquote next gen tennis pros, which are Alexander Zverev, people call him Sasha, only 19 years old, really, really awesome player. Seems like a really, really cool guy as well. And then Grigor Dimitrov, which I guess he's still in the next gen. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. He's 25 years old, so still young, but he's really got to make his move, and it looks like he's making his move. But he's been on the tour for many years, and people have been wondering, when's he going to have his breakthrough? And I think that Dimitrov has quietly been moving up the ranks and playing better and better tennis. I saw it coming as early as the Cincinnati Open. I got to go to the Cincinnati Open this year, and I ran a little camp there. If you guys don't know me, I am Peter Freeman from CrunchTimeCoaching.com. I run an online instruction site. And so with some of my online students, we went out there to the Cincinnati Open, and we were at this club called Harper's Point, and Dimitrov came in there and was hitting with theme and just unbelievable tennis. And then I got to go watch him play up close, and it was very, very crazy, just like watching Federer, because I've got to see Federer play live too. And he played Gilles Simon and just destroyed him. And he was just moving around the court so beautifully. I want to say even faster than Federer, and just hitting the ball really clean. And he really was pumped like early, and he kept looking at his coach. And I think his coach has made a big, big impact on his game. I think that he's really got Grigor realizing, okay, we cannot blow all this talent. You cannot look back at your career and go, what I could have done if I would have just worked a little harder. It seems like he's really dedicated right now. He's really focused, and he's working very, very hard. And I think that this was a very important week for him. Let me know what you guys think. You can comment in the comment section. I'll check it out a little later and respond to everybody's comments. But to me, when he lost at the Australian Open, I was very inspired by his play, the way he played against Nadal. I love that he didn't back down. I think it was one of the knocks against him. Like, does he really want it? Does he really dig deep? And he dug so deep against Rafa, and he put everything out on the court. And he even said that after he finished his match. He's like, I put everything I had in that match. And when you see matches like that, I think that that can go a couple of ways, especially for somebody who's been trying so hard for so long, or has not yet had a big breakthrough moment. And that could have been his moment to get to the finals. And then who knows if you got to the finals against Roger, the level he was playing at, he could have beaten Roger. But then to lose such a heartbreaker, I think you could go into, and if you read Agassi's book Open, sometimes when he went kind of on a downward spiral, it wasn't that he didn't care about tennis, which everybody would always say, Agassi was all about image, is he would go into a deep depression. If you read Agassi's book Open, he would go into a depression after he would lose. And to me, that could have been one of those matches where, like, I've been working so hard month after month after month. I threw everything I had at Rafael Nadal. It still wasn't good enough. And, that could have been a very deflating thing. Just kind of like, you go on a diet for a long time and you work as hard as you can. Then you go on the scale and you're just like, oh, I'm just still not where I want to be, no matter how hard I work. A little different, but kind of the same feeling. I think you guys know what I mean. And so for him to come back, I think it was cool that he got to go play at his home country. But again, a lot of pressure there. He could have gone on his home soil and been down and then lost there. And that could have been bad. That could have gone bad. But he went out there and he played Goffin in the finals. And he had a tough challenge, won his first set 7-6. I think the second set was 6-4. And again, always really pumped. That's what I like to see, is he's really focused and motivated. You could see that this guy is after something. and that he went on there to win that tournament, I think was huge for him. Because what if he would have, had that heartbreaker against Nadal and then gone on to lose in this smaller tournament? But this smaller tournament, I think, is going to be big for him. And I think it's going to be very, very good for him for 2017. Let me know what you guys think. Are we seeing now Dimitrov coming in and showing his full potential? Will he win a Grand Slam title? Can he win a Grand Slam title? Where will it be? And will it be this year? My only concern for him is, he's going to have a couple of good months to where he's going to get to play on surfaces that he's comfortable on and the hard courts. And I hope he continues to play really, really well. It'd be, I think, big for his game and his ego and confidence if he can go to Palm Springs, which is going to be a very big tournament, and the Miami Open. If he can have good tournaments there, I think that's going to also, again, really help him for later in the year. My only concern is that this is kind of a weird time of the year. It's kind of like it doesn't really lead into the next thing to where most of the tournaments do. You have the French Open, you have the clay court season. It leads into the French Open. Right now, we're a couple of months where it doesn't lead into anything but the clay court season, which I think could be really, really hard on Dimitrov and maybe, again, deflate his ego. And then you go back to the grass, which hopefully he can make a statement there. And I think he can do well at the U.S. Open. So it's kind of maybe a little bit of bad timing, if there is, to kind of have a breakthrough, because I think he's going to have a tough time on the clay. But I'm hoping he can get enough good results leading into the clay court season to where then when he goes to play on the grass and at the U.S. Open, that he can have big breakthroughs there and maybe get his first Grand Slam. If he's going to do it, now he's 25, he literally has to do it in the next 3 or 4 years probably to at least get one under his belt. Let me know what you guys think about that. So he's getting to that age now to where he's got to really show everything he has and show it on a consistent basis like he seems like he's ready to do. All right, let's go to the next guy who I think is going to be the guy who changes the game of tennis for many years. Sasha Alexander Zverev. I am super impressed with this guy. First of all, his physical skills are just, they're awesome. I mean, you look at the guy, he's 6'6". He moves incredibly. He's got a big serve. He's got an amazing forehand. He's got an amazing backhand. I mean, he just crushes the ball. He can go up the line on both sides so well. And I saw a couple points against where he played Gasquet, and he went up the line 2 or 3 times, huge forehand, backhand, forehand, right up the line, 3 in a row. Very, very hard to do. If you've tried to go multiple times up the line big, it's not easy to be consistent when you go up the line. It's a lower percentage shot, and he's able to do it consistently. He's able to rally consistently. I think that going to the clay courts are not going to hurt him, because if you watch the matches that he played against Tsonga and he played against Gasquet that was indoors, you saw him playing far behind the baseline, but he's so strong that he's able to hit winners from behind the baseline. Another thing, too, if you watch those matches, is he'll be back in the court. It's kind of like Rafa's skill. He'll be back here defending, and then one weak ball, and he's up there in a heartbeat. He's inside the court hitting winners. So he's very, very good at defense and offense and changing his court position. And he's also great mentality. You can tell. I would love you guys to go on YouTube and just watch some of his interviews. And you're seeing that this kid loves tennis and that he's hungry and that he's very mature for his age. Three characteristics of a true champion in tennis. Federer was kind of the same way. Lots of people have been able to play at a high level for a long time. Sampras, when he came along, he seemed like 19 years old. He had the baby face, but upstairs he was strong, and he believed in his game, and he was hungry to win. And this kid reminds me of that, to where I think he is going to be number one as soon as the crop of Federer and Nadal and Djokovic are finally ready to fade a little bit. He's going to be the guy who takes it and runs with it. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think I'm wrong? Do you think there's anybody else who I'm missing who is going to be the next guy, the next big deal who could dominate for years, who could maybe get up to. I see this guy being able to get up to double-digit Grand Slam titles. I think so. Let me know what you guys think. I'm super impressed with his game. And in that match, 19 years old, he goes and he beats in France. Take that into consideration too. In France, he goes and he beats Tsonga and Gasquet back to back, 19 years old. That's pretty awesome. And I really, really think that he is going to have a big year. And I think that the clay court season, I think he might have a great French Open, because he also, if you watch the matches this weekend, he's patient. He can keep a lot of balls in play. He can cover a lot of court, and then he can flatten that ball out whenever he wants. And against people like Rafa and players like that, to where they're going to hit heavy topspin, that's not going to bother him. That's going to be right in his wheelhouse. So, you know, he's going to match up against anybody very well on clay. I can't think of anybody to where he goes out on the clay court and you're going, well, he's going to be overmatched. He can't handle this. He can't handle that. I think he's going to be able to do very, very well on clay. I saw him also I think he's got a good chance on all three surfaces to make a statement. I'm not saying he's going to win the a Grand Slam tournament this year, but I wouldn't be surprised. And he's going to be a very tough out to wherever he goes, because I've also seen him play Roger on grass and beat him and stand toe-to-toe with him, where Roger's playing good tennis and he's able to handle anything Roger can throw at him on grass. We saw what he did at the Australian Open. Nadal was very, very lucky to get through that match. You know, he just won that match off of pure Rafa grit, right? That Rafa grit that we just love so much. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to come on and again kind of get excited for tennis. And I think that we are starting to see some real people come up now and ready to challenge for you know, making a name, getting in the top 10, staying in the top 10, be new challengers for Grand Slams, to where for a long time it looked like it's only going to be Roger and Rafa, and then all of a sudden it's only going to be, you know, Djokovic and Roger and Rafa and Murray. And now I think the door's opening. I think we're turning a corner here to where just like this Australian Open, you're just like, this is interesting. Who's going to win? I don't know. Who's going to win this year? I think we're going to have more Grand Slams where we can go in there like, I don't know. We're just not handing the trophy over to Djokovic anymore. We're just not handing the trophy over to Rafa or Roger or Murray. It's a lot of people can get their hands on the Grand Slam, and I think that's what's going to be so exciting for 2017. Let me know what you guys think. Definitely, if you've never, if you were watching this, I assume you like tennis, and good chance you're a player. So if you've never checked out my website and you want some free instruction, you can go to crunchtimecoaching.com. And certainly looking forward to reading and responding to all your comments. Even if you disagree with me, that's okay. And if you want to keep seeing videos like this and instructional videos, make sure you subscribe to my channel. All right, take care, guys. Pete, sign off.